So Texas played a lot of zone, and they made sure that they had help over the
Yeah.
top on Jeremiah Smith. Notre Dame, I believe I have heard several times that they play the most man coverage in all of college football, the highest percentage. If you're Notre Dame, do you play man coverage knowing that Jeremiah Smith is a problem, or do you change what you do best? I mean, it's a dilemma if you're the defensive coordinator.
It is. I think Notre Dame's going to have to cause some turnovers. They've caused more turnovers than anybody else in the country, too. They've got 32 two calls turnovers. Texas, ironically enough, was number two at 31. I just, if this were a year ago and it was the four-team college football playoff and this was a semifinal, or even if this was 15 years ago and we're talking about the BCS era, you're talking about times when there's 30 days between when the regular season ends and when you're playing in a bowl game, playing in a national championship game. I think the idea of, hey, Notre Dame, look at what Texas just did. You should copy and paste. That's more realistic. You can't ask a team who got here going left to all of a sudden in 10 days learn how to go right. Now, can they maybe sprinkle in a little bit more zone than what we've seen over their first 15 games here? Sure, of course they can. But to just sit here and be like, hey, I know this is what got you here. I know this is what you're supposed to be good at, but you shouldn't do what you're good at anymore because the team on the other side is better than you. I think that's waving a white flag before you even get on the field. Notre Dame's just got to take their best punch. I just Ohio State's the bully on the schoolyard. They're Mike Tyson in his prime. They're George Foreman, right? They're the team where they hit you with a couple of haymakers, and that's just kind of what it is. That's what the Texas game boiled down to. You won that game 28-14 because you won it on two plays. You won it because at the end of the first half, Travion Henderson takes a screen pass 75 yards for a touchdown. And all of a sudden you played a really good half, but you're still down 14-7. And then at the end of the game, what does Jack Sawyer do? He essentially becomes an Ohio State football legend with a strip sack, scoop and score for 83 yards to the heart of Texas. Those two plays are what won Ohio State a game on a day when their offense didn't play great. That's what they are. They're the ultimate haymaker king. Notre Dame's got to find ways to mitigate those haymakers, find ways to throw their own, and they have to do that by being the best versions of themselves.